Well, hello and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot. This is the tarot reading for the people who are serious tarot thinkers, practitioners. Tarot is the science of potential. I've done tarot for over 20 years. I have never, in any kind of reliable way, seen tarot predict anything. I've seen the potential, yes, but I have not seen the concrete reality. Still makes tarot very important because the potential is you. You're the one that activates the potential. Now, I've also done astrology for over 50 years. Astrology is the science of cycles. Cycles within cycles within cycles. Well, you get the idea. That's one of the reasons, by the way, I have never ever run into an astrologer who really could give you a very clear picture of what the cycle we're moving into is going to be all about. They can touch parts and pieces of it, and that can be extremely helpful. And when it comes to understanding a human being right from birth, do a chart on them. Believe me. You'll be able to talk about their character, their personality traits, their strengths, their weaknesses, what their life will look generally, where will the up spots be, where will the down spots. I mean, it's tremendous. But when you go to tarot, it is the science of potential, and you have to activate that potential, and that's what we do. That's why there's only 5 cards. There's no distractions. There's no animation. There's no artificial intelligence. Well, I've been accused of being artificially intelligent, but that's a discussion for yet another day. Nevertheless, all seriousness aside, what we do is focus you so that at the end of 12, 13 minutes, whatever the case may be, you have a very, very, very clear understanding of the energy, and then you see whether or not it applies to you. If it does, go for it. I mean, go for it. If it doesn't, don't worry. There's next week, next month, next year, whatever. We'll catch up. The frequencies and you will match sooner or later. I do a brand new read every day, 365. You just keep punching. Because the truth of the matter is even though no astrologer and no tarot person will tell you readily that most of the people hearing what they're talking about will have the information apply to them, I'm going to tell you point blank. You got 100 people, let's say, here. Every reading, I'm lucky to reach 10. And once in a great while, maybe as many as 20, but that's it. The 80 or 90 people in that group of 100, it's a good reading, and I got some information. It may even have inspired them. But didn't resonate. That's okay. That's fine. Too many people on the planet. You just can't, one reading does not cover everybody. You do an astrological reading for a Cancer or a Libra or Aries or what. It doesn't apply to all the Cancers and Libras and Aries or any other sign. We're all a mix. So just be advised and don't be disappointed. Focus, focus, focus. Your ability to manifest is the most important tool that you have, which is why they're trying to confuse you. That's why we find ourselves living in a matrix that is mush. Because if they can confuse you, they gotcha. We're going to deconfuse. So let's begin the reading. Middle card, Oracle card. We begin with to be fair. You know, I think in life, that's really all people want. I think if you're semi-mature, you realize life is ups and downs. You're going to have down stuff, and it doesn't make any difference how rich you are. The richest people on the planet screw up all the time. They just have their money to cover their mistakes. But you know what? It doesn't cover what they know about themselves. Which, for many of them, because they are billionaires, makes them more psychopathic, wanting to control everybody else because they can't control themselves. Different discussion for another day. Being able to manifest shows a sense of seriousness, a sense of purpose, a sense of self-control, discipline. And so I think in the end, most people I've ever run into are looking for fairness in life. Okay, I realize I'm going to get stuck I got it. It happens. But then you want, if you've worked for it and earned it and you're in a position, you want the good stuff too. Balance, balance. We don't have much of that these days, that's for sure. And that's what I really believe people want to do, is find a balance, because things are so out of balance right now that they're just having a hell of a time. Now, the meme for today's reading really kind of enlightens this idea. It says, common people will believe anything if they're frightened. But critically thinking people will look for deception, find the truth through the smokescreen of fear. Listen to the critical thinkers, not the fearful reactors. And so what that does is boil down to all these people have gone, well, conspiracy theory, conspiracy theory, conspiracy theory. By the way, which was a term initiated by the CIA in the early 60s to destroy the civil rights movement and the hippies, both of whom were open to being thoughtful, critically thinking people. Not every single one of them in both groups, but there was that energy. And so the CIA, friends of no one but big corporations, said, let's make up this term. Conspiracy theory. We can denigrate them. We can make them look stupid. I've been a conspiracy theorist probably all my life. I mean, I was around when JFK was assassinated. I was around when we found out that the Vietnam War was just a Hollywood stunt. 52,000 young men died. But the beginning of the war, the Tonkin Gulf incident that supposedly started it, even the guy Robert McNamara, who was the head of the Department of Defense, said, it was just a Hollywood thing, that's all. It was phony. And when you begin to see those kinds of things, you go, wait a minute. And then we had other things occur, other things take place. You see Ronald Reagan back in the mid-'80s destroy unions. There was the strike by the people who were in the tower and airports. They said that we need more money. We haven't had a raise. We haven't been treated. He broke the union up. That walls of Jericho came down. Then it was open season. Corporations were after America, and they did it. Clintons gave the country away to big corporations. By 9/11, I went, whoa, I'm looking at 3 buildings coming down just like a stack of pancakes. That is not natural. And then we had the banking crisis, we had the housing crisis, and then we had that crisis 4 years ago, and you go, whoa. And so people around me who have, and I don't hear them very much anymore, actually, but the people around me who went, you're a conspiracy nut. My batting average is 100%. I got it all right. They got it all wrong. So you want critical thinking people. No, it may not be comfortable. No, it may not be pleasant because they're going to force you to have to step up. But you want to be fair? You want to find that balance? You got to be open to it. So let's start all the way to the left. We got the King of Swords. Talk about balance, fairness. King of Swords is it. Swords are thoughts and ideas. The king is an ethical leader. He's unbiased. He's analytical. Seeing something for what it really is, not for what we wish it would be, but for what it really is. So now you can start to make adjustments and changes, corrections, whatever, so that you can get it to be fair, to be balanced. And what do we have along the side of it? Another deck, but the same card, King of Swords. So whenever I get from 2 separate decks, double of anything, that really underlines what you are looking to do is to be unbiased, to be analytical. Okay? Safe and effective has turned out to be not safe and effective. What do you do about that? Do you stick your head up your ass and go, I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about it. Sorry, I don't want to hear about it. Or do you say, how do we make this better? How do we balance? How do we look through the smoke screen of fear? Pretty interesting concept, but that's what we're doing, and we're doing it this next year. Whoo! You're going to really need to be analytical, to be as free from fear as you possibly can, although it's going to be scary. You just have to catch yourself and say, that's it, I got to plow through this. One of the things that will allow you to do this is the next card. It's the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is, in my estimation, is like a mini Queen of Pentacles. Pentacles are things that are real value. I'm not talking about money. I'm not talking about cars or bigger homes, or I'm not talking about the material stuff. I'm talking about love, friendship, joy, peace. Something else that you might consider, how about your time? Is that valuable? We give it away. If you're working, you work at least 40 hours a week. Then, of course, there's getting back and forth from work. There's the lunch hour. So by the time you're all done and over with, you're probably giving at least 50 hours a week, at least. Some people who give double that, the morons. But that's time lost. You are giving up your life for money. You're giving up your spirit to be controlled. You are being a good worker, not thinker. And by the time you get to retirement, you realize you pissed your whole life away. Geez, I didn't spend enough time with my kids. Geez, I didn't spend enough time with my family. Geez, I didn't hang out with my friends enough. Geez. Too bad. Time's gone. Never going to get it back. Ever. So you have to have a good, clear set of values, and that's what the Nine of Pentacles is all about. Really beginning to step into that new value system. Stability, security, self-reliance. Know what the hell you stand for and why you stand for it. And the final card, very important to wrap up the reading with, strength. It will take strength to march through all of this. Take fortitude, patience, compassion for yourself as well as others. No, you're not going to have the answers all the time. No, you're going to be stuck sometime where you are just, that's it, there's nothing I can do. I mean, it would take zero to control us. We have given up so much for comfort and safety that we have neither. Oh, we have the veneer, but when you get right down to it, you don't have any of it. For example, in a place, as I'm doing this reading for you, I got about a couple of hours before they turn off the power. Supposedly, they're going to do some improvement in the power system, power grid, whatever. I live in a very, very, very small community. But in a couple of hours, they're going to pull the plug, and they're going to make the corrections. What that means is I can't do any cooking, I can't watch TV, I can't get on the internet, I can't listen to the radio. Anything that requires electricity, I can't do. So there's no internet, no way of communicating, no nothing. And we've surrendered to this comfort. But there's a price to pay if something goes wrong. And we live in a time right now where it's not unthinkable to think of something going wrong on a drastic level. Where's it going to put you? Fearful thinking or critical thinking? Probably would be advisable to do the critical thinking now. Maybe you can minimize the fearful thinking, but find a balance in your life. Be fair to yourself. That's the reading for today. Back again tomorrow with another Tao manifested reading. Between now and the next time you and I get together, peace and blessings.